Oh, look at you! You got yourself a copy of Black Ops 2. Ew. I'm so impressed. Oh, you got gold camel on the Shicum? Too bad you had to sell your grandmother's fool's gold ring in order to afford it due to nostalgia markups. Why'd you do it? TranZit sucks. There's only one reason why you did this to yourself. It's because you want to look like a hipster. It's because you want to look like a hipster. It's because you want to look like a hipster. You want to look like a hipster. You like it, you like it, you like it, you like it, you like it. I really like TranZit. No, you don't. People like, oh god, repressed memories. That's but more than this map. Stop lying to yourself. Oh, it has such complexity. Sure, but it's as needed and more complicated than a grade school dating relationship. At least wait until Shadows of Evil so you can pull up your big boy pants and proudly say, I'm a freshman to your parents while the upperclassmen resent your presence.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.
No, I'm not done venting. As the liberal kids say about Trump these days, the characters suck. The quality is best described by a pissed off original gangster Takeo. Roll clip.
This is unacceptable!
Thank you, Takeo. TranZit, the map for sorry guys, my letter destroyed my Black Ops 3 is because he's a CG. So this is all I have situation.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor all alone. Riders on the storm.
Let's just get this fact straight. TranZit was as anticipated as much as the recent-ish solar eclipse. And sucked more gas than the muscle cars of the baby boomers. And if that wasn't bad enough, all the cash OPEC was making caught on fire due to the godforsaken lava. And there you go. The reputation of TranZit. Reputation aside though, let us look purely at the facts. Treyarch tried to be revolutionary with this map, but due to the sneaky loyalists, lava was added to make sure every bit of your pride was burned before your girlfriend could point it out, as well as fog and denizens, so your face could be raped by sprinkles but you couldn't see them. I guess it's better that way. TranZit is best described by a bounding Great Dane. The dog has a huge smile on its face as it strides the length of mane in one bound. You obviously get into a better mood by the dog's expression, prepared to embrace it, but then it trips up, falls, and slides across the grass to your feet, clearly more embarrassed than Scooby-Doo with his new remakes Cartoon Network botches. This is clearly beating a dead horse with another dead horse though, as the great being the Smith Plays and Mr. T Lexify have been taking fat man dumps on TranZit since it came out. Let's change from high to low range though, and go back to the characters. Samuel Stuhlinger is an inept American that the North Koreans and Russians use as anti-American propaganda. Marlton Johnson is a scientist that is just annoying? I don't think that describes him properly, but neither can any word in the English dictionary. Abigail Misty Briarton is probably the most tolerable character, for some reason. And Russman is kind of a funny old man, I guess, which makes him tolerable. When you start playing TranZit, you start in a 50s style Greyhound bus depot, which ceases to currently exist for a reason. You can build a generator, or just whiz out and buy a $750 door that all the 4-year-olds buy. If you even want a hope of keeping your girlfriend though, you build a generator. There are 2 starting guns in the bus depot. The Olympia, which impresses you with its suckiness, and the M14, which begs to be used because it really wanted to be standard issue in Vietnam, but was replaced by its more athletic and bipolar M16 brother. Both guns are 500 euros. After you build a generator, you set it up next to the power door, and once it opens, pick it up and look to the left for a part pertaining to the bus. You can either get the plow, in which you can plow the zombies, or a ladder, in which Marlton can prove his manliness to Misty by MacGyvering it to the side of the bus. Then you open the next door and you take in all the suck, regret, and depression of the magnificently disappointing bus. You explore inside, find the douchebag robot bus driver, look at the shoddily produced barriers, and find the wimpy B-23R, which sounds like a race car, but it's not. Then, riding the bus, you go to the tunnel, jump out, buy the M16, and shove it down the M14's throat. You somehow miraculously make it back onto the bus and travel to the diner. The diner looks like a regular 50s diner, but its flaw is the diner sign, which should say North Highway Diner, but some millennial removed some letters while a baby boomer with a shotgun shouted but couldn't do squat because if he did, his wife would beat him again because we'll be sued again if you do it. So now it says, now die. Whoever thought of this must have felt so highly of themselves, but more than likely they were huffing paint thinner or injecting bad ecstasy into their weenus when they came up with this. In the diner itself, there's a speed cola machine, which the men can use big time. Next to speed, there's an MP5 on the wall for 1,000 yen, which just sits there and prays to be used. But the MP5 is never used, because in the garage next door, there is a box which, for 950 pounds, gives you the SMR and the EMPs each time you roll the godforsaken box. I mean, seriously, it's like gambling with the devil. Each time you roll it, you give up some of your soul, but every single time you get molested by the extremely manly pitchforks. There is a zombie shield buildable here, but its only good use is in the camping spot in the tunnel, which may or may not have been patched. I'm not sure. I also don't know where the parts are, so that also helps. There is a shed that you can plop a generator in front of and possibly get one of the parts for the bus. Make sure your generator doesn't break though, because if it does, you better plug your butt faster than the zombies get in through the shed's one window. The next stop is the farm, which looks like the setting of the next Freddy Krueger movie. The next stop, the next train. When you go into the barn, there's a Remington 870 that comes up to you like a puppy with wide eyes for some amount I don't remember. You smash the hopes and dreams of that puppy with a big fat boot and walk upstairs to find Double Tap 2.0, which is the more mature version of its pathetic Valley Girl 1.0 sister. You then go into the farmhouse thinking the barn is a death trap, but ho 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 ho, the farmhouse is just as deadly. In the farmhouse, there is a workbench to make the communist lawnmower sentry, which is communist because it never works where or when you want it to. You walk down the hallway and find the fridge that Indiana Jones hid in from the big bad nuke in that movie I didn't watch. You open the fridge hoping to find him, but you only find the slog hammer that you left 5 years ago when you first played the map. There is another shed here that actually gives you something. Claymores. You better be careful though, as they are more on edge than Thomas the Train Engine committing suicide. You happily leave the farm but begrudgingly go to the power station. You go down the crap shed and fittingly have the crap scared out of you because Shrek and Donkey were experimenting in there. You build a shoddy power switch, getting infected with fire 6115 through touching the zombie hands, and turn the switch on. You can't go outside the power room though, as this is 50s technology, so electricity has to fly everywhere, which will shock and probably kill you. There is a Garfield Halloween special ghost that spawns from turning the power on, but it's a good thing you have the extremely manly pitchforks to take him down when he spawns though, which is whenever he pleases. There is a tombstone perk machine which, popular to common belief, sucks ball sacks. There is actually a pack-a-punch machine on this map, but it's more temperamental and annoying than a squeaker for ray gun going down across the map. You have to put the oddly satisfying generator down below where you saw Shrek and oh god, now it's Pinocchio experimenting in the John. Then you have to go all the way around the power station again in the hopes you make it on the bus. You leave the power station and pray that the zombies don't break the generator. You get to town and find out God really does love you because when you open the bank door and blow up the vault with those crappy grenades that don't even kill zombies, you find the door to pack open. You think you're set, seeing as you have pack, but you are more wrong than me thinking I can get a girlfriend. You see, that door to pack gives you a false sense of hope, more so than the Japanese had with the Americans not joining the war after Pearl Harbor. The end result is similar too, because if there is no one in pack without the generator fueling Shrek's desires, it closes. And when it closes, you better order some drywall and another controller because there's going to be a hole in the wall bigger than Texas. Juggernog is located in the building that I don't know the name of across from the bank. But be careful because Shrek's got a splinter and now wants to experiment with you. There are some other rooms in town, but they're more insignificant than a jock's homework. Except for the sticky boom pouches called Semtex, or somewhat extremely manly pitchforks that end with existential crises. The smart stupid thing of opening pack. Overall, with all of this considered, TranZit is arguably the worstly underrated map in Call of Duty history. I would even argue that it is the best map. You may be thinking, Bane, you're stupid. Why would you think this with the lava and the denizens and the jet gun, which you didn't mention? I deeply believe TranZit is the best zombies map in Call of Duty history because when you actually do good, you get a deep satisfaction. Deeper than what you would get when doing good in Origins or Ascension or Keynote or Toten. If I could describe TranZit in one word, it would be unique. Something that is hard to come by in today's world of iPhones and Camrys. Now, let's look at the definition. Unique. Being the only one of its kind. Unlike anything else. Now, TranZit's quite unique, isn't it? With its fog, cornfield, cabin in the woods, denizens, lava, the list goes on forever. TranZit is that great thing at your feet, embarrassed about its shortcomings, but you still love them even though they have flaws. Just like you don't care how bad the new Scooby-Doo episodes are, because, either way, they are a part of your childhood, and you love it, no matter how bad Cartoon Network botches it. So before you dump your boyfriend for playing this map, ladies, realize he is unique. One of the few that sticks with something no matter its reputation, being the small kid who's willing to stand up for someone who desperately needs it, and take a deep look into your soul. Who knows, maybe he will stand by you for the rest of your life, just like TranZit has for me.